guys.
Welcome back to Shades of Guilt.
In today's episode, we are going to talk about the story and the case of Deborah Samuel.
Yeah.
Before we start, I'll say like how if I will ask a question, how do you feel life being taken away?
I don't like life taken away, especially when it's a young life, which is what we're going to discuss today, right?
Yes, that's what we're going to discuss today. But first and foremost, there are moments in history when a single life and a single voice become a mirror, forcing us to confront who we are and what we tolerate and what we choose to ignore. Before we begin today's episode, I want us to take a moment and imagine a voice. A young woman's voice that is steady, hopeful, full of dreams, that has barely begun to unfold. A voice that should have grown louder with time, but instead, it was silenced in a way that shook the nation and scared the conscience of the world. But today we begin with the story of Deborah Samuel Yakubu. She is a daughter, a student, and a friend. A young woman whose dream were bright, whose future was unfolding, whose life was taken not by fate, but by the hands of the people who choose violence over humanity. Her final moments were filled with fears and pains that no one should ever feel, and her absence left a wound that still echoes in the hearts of those who loved her and in the souls of a country who still struggle to understand why such darkness could rise in broad daylight. Her death was not just a tragedy, it was a warning and a wound and a questions echoing across communities and across time. The question here today is that how did we get here and how do we make sure that such things never take place again? This is not just a story about tragedy, it is a story about us, about our society, about responsibility, and about the courage we must find to say enough is enough. Today's episode is not about recounting what happened, it's about understanding the forces that shape it, the silence that allowed it, and the courage we must find to challenge it. So, friends, stay tuned with me because Deborah's story deserves to be heard, and the lesson it carries belongs to all of us.
Okay, so we're gonna be discussing a young woman who died and died violently.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, stay with us. So Richard, tell me what happened.
What really happened on that fateful morning on the 12th of May 2022 was so disgusting and was so terrifying that shook the entire nation.
You mean this is a recent case? It's not like it happened 50 years ago.
Yeah, this is a recent case. It's just barely 4 years ago that this incident happened, and Deborah, the person in question, was a young 19 years old girl that she's at the peak of her career, and she's a devoted Christian, well brought up in home and well loved within the society, and she's brilliant in academic, and she had a great future ahead of her. And her parents, the funniest thing, she was the first daughter of her parents, and her parents, in African setting, they always, first daughter, they depend on her that, after training her, she's going to assist the siblings, going to assist the family, and at the end of the day, they were like thinking that, she will be the one to uplift them from poverty, because her parents were not so rich by that time.
So she was the first one to go to college?
Yes, in her family, she was the first one to go to college, and she got, after her secondary school, she got admission into Shehu Shagari College of Education, where she was to study economics. And her dream career was to become a teacher. Also like to teach, and to, after graduation, she had passion for teaching, and that's the kind of person she is.
Where is this college?
This college is located in Sokoto State, in the northern part of Nigeria. Yeah.
Okay, maybe you should tell our viewers what's the difference between the northern part and the southern part of Nigeria.
Okay, in the northern part of Nigeria, Nigeria is what's it called? Divided into three ethnic groups. We have the west part, and we have the north, and we have the southeast. The northern part is dominated by the Muslim, and the west is partially the Muslim, between the Muslim, and we have the Muslim and the Christian. While the south, we have the mainly Christians.
Okay, so Deborah is a Christian, but she went to the northern part of Nigeria to study there, where predominantly the population is Muslim.
Yes, our parents, we are Christian, devoted Christian, but the community, the state is majority, 90% of Muslims.
Okay,
Yeah.
here I want to mention something. With this video, we're not trying to instill hate towards Muslim people. That's not our goal. Normal Muslim people, they're just people who are following their faith, and that's perfectly fine. This is a disclaimer I just wanted to make, because from what you've told me, this story concerns a lot of bad things done by Muslim people.
It is not bad thing done by Muslim people. It is some bad decision and bad action done by a certain set of people. Because a very good Muslim, in Muslim world, it teaches us to love.
Yes.
Yeah, even in Christian, to love, not to take an innocent life.
Yes,
This case is as a result of ignorance and misunderstanding of words. You understand? Yeah, because on that fateful day, when she left home, she never knew that that day would be her last moment or last day on earth. Actually, it was like normal, on a normal school setting. We, during those days where we were in school, we always have a way, means whereby we can communicate with each other through by social media, but at least we tell each other, okay, these are the subjects we have, these are the assignments we need to do. It makes it so easy for us to know what we need to do before the lecturer or the professor comes into play. And this group, or this social media platform, is mainly for academic.
Yeah.
But what really happened to Deborah Samuel was that, they have an exam coming up.
Okay.
During that semester, and there was a lot of during rush period. When you're in school, there's always, during the academic distance, during the exam period, there's always a rush period, and a lot of information will be going through students will be passing information through social platform, because most people won't be coming to the classes, because people will be trying to stay at home to study and prepare themselves for an exam. But in this case, because they are in Muslim, some people will always like to bring in other things into the platform. Sometimes they're posting some messages, comedy and all these things. You understand? But most often they always tell them, look, this is mainly for studies. We only for pass information for studies, not for all these junks or spam messages, and when they send that spam messages about religious this thing, and the way she reacted to it, they misunderstood her. That's what prompted, and they said she was blaspheming.
So what did she say?
Actually, I don't speak Hausa language, but according to what's it called, reports out there, she was just expressing her mind and opinion that look, the spam message is too much, religious spam message is too much on the platform. It is meant to be basically on this thing, but if you guys really want us to start posting spam messages or religious, I can also be posting. That was our opinion according to
Yeah,
sources.
because the group was meant for studies, but then they were spamming. I get it. I hate receiving a million notifications an hour, and yeah, I get it. But they they thought that was blasphemy.
Yeah, because in the Muslim world, yeah, in Nigeria, they have, when you speak against any religious thing, they count it as blasphemy. They don't just look at it first. What actually are you trying to say? But when you just say anything irrespective of what's it called, the religious, they can immediately they time it as, oh, you are against the prophet Muhammad. But have you settled down to read behind or between the text
Yeah.
and try to understand what actually is this person trying to say, than for you to just conclude that she's blaspheming? And remember, the northern part of Nigeria, they are not well educated. So once one person said one thing, the rest
It
people, it
just
will just
snowballed.
escalate. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Okay.
immediately one of the when somebody said it, from when immediately she posted that on the platform to reply what that same person said, immediately that person just retweet it from the platform. Oh, she's blaspheming, and she spread the words, because most of them, this religious fanatic, they have other social media platform. They can also spread news if somebody blaspheming or this immediately it will just.
So they took it out of WhatsApp.
Yes, they took it. That was actually what happened. They took it aside from the school, the school WhatsApp group, and take it to another platform, because
Okay.
that is how the crowd starts building up. That is how people start hearing that someone are blaspheming against the prophet.
Okay.
And they did, I am quite sure they did not post a voice message she sent to the platform, because assuming the same person that took that message and post it, and decide to paint it in a
In a
negative
different
one,
way.
in a different way, should have also posted what she said. Because if you say someone blaspheme, you need to post or say, oh, this is this. So there should be an evidence.
Okay, so they basically took something small and they turned it into a mountain of
Yeah.
something that it wasn't.
Yeah, and being a woman, oh, and in a woman setting, that is definitely a serious issue. And they are, oh, she's a woman, she blasphemed. And in the northern part of Nigeria, blaspheming is death penalty.
Okay, do you mean in the northern part they have different laws?
In the northern part, they have their own Sharia law, but Nigeria have one national law.
Okay,
But
okay.
these are, what's it called, penal code. About 12 or 14 states from the northern part of Nigeria decided to embark on this law, because they are dominantly what's it called, Muslim states. So they decided, okay, they have to have their own penal code that will be, what's it called, that will be, they will abide with. And within that code, there's a room for blaspheming, and the penalty for blaspheming there is death. But in the national law, blasphemy is not death penalty. It's just 2 years imprisonment if there's evidence to prove that you blaspheme against any
Oh,
religion.
this message couldn't be like taken as blasphemy if it was like read by anybody else, I guess.
Yes, because when I
Because
read,
it really wasn't blasphemy. She was just expressing frustration that people were spamming.
yes, that's what she was just expressing her this thing, and nobody reacted, and that is where it was bad, because when the heat started building up, nobody reacted, and at the end of the day, when the crowd started coming, some of our friends like, okay, you need to go out from the school premises, and because the school premises gate is already filled with crowd, so they decided to take her to the school security
Okay.
unit. At the school security unit where she was kept there, it was unfortunate, it's quite unfortunate that the school authority didn't do so much to contact the local police. But there's sources that say that some people also go to the local police, but they were also afraid of the mob, and like they didn't what's it called, reinforce or try any rescue means to like, okay, this person's life is going to be danger, because they know that in the northern part of Nigeria such scenario will result to death. So they should have done something earlier on while she was still sitting or waiting at the security unit in the school. They should have done something very fast to take her away from that place and take her to a safe place.
So how many people were in the crowd, would you say?
Crowd?
Like you said that a crowd was gathering in front of the school.
Yeah, they are very much. This crowd, I'm telling you, probably they are like in their hundreds or in their probably 200 or 500, because in such issue in the northern part of Nigeria, once it is like that, they speak one language and all of them follow suit, and once one person say, okay, this is what we're going to do today, they will certainly accomplish that even that moment. I don't know how she will feel, because that moment Deborah Samuel should have been feeling that, oh, somebody, she need help.
Yeah.
And she will be telling them, and the security didn't do anything until the mob overpower the security, and they took her out from the school security unit and brought her to the what is called within this school premises. That's where they start beating her. It was so horrifying, so painful. Crowd, she was being beaten not just with hands, with log of sticks, some with machetes.
Machete.
Yeah, she was beaten, she was stoned, she was being spit on, she was being dragged, and at the end of the day, even when she was shouting, she was crying for help, people stood watching. They couldn't do anything. Why they were doing this, in the most gruesome part of it, was that they were doing it with passion, with love. Like they were filming it, they were laughing, and they were like happy that they were about to take a soul, innocent soul.
And the beating, the stoning, the cutting with machetes, that's over a WhatsApp message. That she said she doesn't want to be spammed with religious propaganda. And she was right, because the group was meant to be a school group for studies and exchange of information. Oh my god.
It was so terrible that when during when they were beating her, they were doing all those things, the security personnel left the scene. None of them could have intervened to like rescue her at that moment. That was so bad. Even when she was crying, because from the sources we gathered, like, she was like shouting. Nobody could have helped her. Till the last moment, from the crowd, some group of mobs brought up tire. What was it called?
Like a car tire.
Car tire, and that's where they strap it on her body, and they pour gasoline on her, and someone from the crowd, it is out there, brought out matches and was just displaying it, and I was okay, this is it, and he was just calling some normal name they always call, like I don't mean to say it, but it's just like halakwa and all those things, and they just light her on
So
fire.
they lit her on fire.
Literally light her on fire that fateful afternoon. It was like painful.
Was she alive at this point?
She was partially half dead because they stoned her
Yeah.
repeatedly. Then she was like okay. She was like probably on coma, or I don't really know, but
Close to death.
Close to
anyway.
death. And they just set her on fire.
These are monsters. They're really monsters. I'm sorry. I do not accept that any normal human being can do that to another human being. Doesn't matter what they did. And in fact, she didn't actually do anything wrong.
Yeah, the funniest thing is about her case was that after the murder of Deborah Samuel, we were expecting the government or the authority to intervene and to brought justice for her, because this case sparked a lot of international audience and reactions. Like it was all over the news, and like okay, what happened? Why did the system fail to help Deborah at that point in time? Even some religious clerics condemned it, and the authority government promised that we are going to do something, we are going to do investigation, we are going to make an arrest. And after a few days they came up with stories that we've gotten two main perpetrators of the that caused
Yeah, that shouldn't be too hard, like to trace who posted the first message outside of the WhatsApp group, right?
They shouldn't be too hard, because they should have we were expecting that let's bring the WhatsApp group who reacted, and it was clear evidence, because most people beating her, most people doing it was on record, it was filmed.
So they were taking videos of it?
They were taking videos. We were seeing people beating her, we were seeing people stoning her, but at the end of the day the government only came out like it was only two people that they are the perpetrator.
2 people out of the hundreds?
Out of the 100, and that is so ridiculous. It was obvious. Okay, and it's okay. They are going to charge them into court, and they are going to face the law.
Okay.
But the funniest things is that on the day of judgment, the council that were meant to represent Deborah Samuel didn't appear in the court.
Why?
Because of that, the judge have to discharge and acquit the so-called accused people brought before the court. And
what?
It was so funny. Like they said there was no evidence, and even that day there was crowd outside.
How can there be no evidence? Like there are videos, there are messages that have been posted on different platforms. What do you mean there is no evidence?
It was so shocking that even with all the evidence out there in the public, yet the council or the judge was just discharged these people are not the perpetrator of this, and they were jubilating after acquitting them. This is how the justice systems in Nigeria just is working, because they feel that the northern elite have influence over these issues.
Okay, but the people cannot be okay with that. Like the people from Nigeria, like all the people in Nigeria should be outraged at this point. Because this is not justice, this is ridiculous.
Actually, immediately after that, it sparked a quick protest and riot in the states.
Yeah.
Immediately, because there was
I
riots.
would expect it too.
Because of the riot, the government thinks it will turn into religious conflict. Because it actually turned religious conflict because now the Muslim community and the Christian community start having clashes. The Muslim community, because they are majority, start attacking the Christian community. Because whenever there's any little issue, it will become religious conflict, whereby resulting to more killings of innocent people. And by then the state authority have to like deploy. Now they have to like deploy.
Oh, now they do.
now they
Okay.
do have
Okay.
the manpower to deploy the security agency to disperse the people and take control. But before the borders dead, they were informed, they knew, but they never dispatched authority personnel to save us. See where the controversy is and where the what's it called, the picture is driving to. You understand? So they have already concluded that she blasphemed, without finding out what actually did she blaspheme. Normally they have Sharia courts. If they claim they have Sharia court, they should have take her to the Sharia court,
Yeah.
judged her according to Sharia law, and sentence her to whatever they was pronounced as this thing. If she never blasphemed against Prophet Muhammad, probably they'll go, okay, she didn't blaspheme. Probably they'll say, okay, most Sharia law courts will say, okay, she may probably have her give her some stroke of cane. That's what they do. You know,
Okay. But they didn't take her to court. They just killed her.
this is pure jungle justice they did. It was so
Horrible.
horrifying.
That's horrible. So the authorities actually did do something when the conflict escalated, and only then they did something. So
we were thinking she was going to get justice and sentence those two guys.
at least
To
those
life.
two.
Yes, yeah. And the federal government never did anything again, and they never said, okay, who is going to be, who are we holding accountable for her death? But
Yeah, and
then
also-
nobody, and up to today, Deborah Samuel Yakubu never have justice, and that is how she was just killed for saying her mind. They silence her voice for her own opinion, and it was so
And
sad.
she wasn't harming anyone.
She was just saying something that it should be beneficial to the entire department in her class, and she was killed for that.
This is so shocking. Okay, didn't the parents appeal the sentence or the lack thereof?
The parents, what can you do as a mother if you lost your daughter and the system is not there to help you? What more can you do? Because they are average citizen and they don't have money, and nobody is there to help them. So what more? She's broken, and she have other siblings, so she's comforting herself with other siblings. You know, it actually broke his father's heart.
Yeah.
We expect that no father will see her child being mobbed
Yeah.
on a broad daylight, you know, without you helping her.
Yeah.
You know, probably he may be there that day, nobody knows, because he can't do anything.
Yeah.
You know, because from the video circulating outside there, it was really brutal. You know, the terrible one it was when you see her, the way they were stoning her. It was so terrifying.
I'm so sorry for her family. And obviously, she was taken too soon. That's such a shocking story. things like this shouldn't be happening. They just shouldn't happen.
Yeah, so most it shouldn't be happening because we are in 21st century. Such things, nobody have the right to take anybody's life. You know, just because you said everybody have fundamental, uh, what's it called, rights
Rights.
of freedom of speech. I have my rights to my own opinion. If you don't like it, you just leave it. You know, just say
You
your
may
own.
disagree with
Yes.
people. That doesn't give you the right to take their life.
So that is how Deborah case today ended with us having justice.
Please subscribe to our channel if you like our stories. Although liking our stories is a bit controversial, but if you want more stories like this to come out, please subscribe and like the videos.
Also, do where to comment, or if you want any more video like this, we are available, and we will also respond to any of your comments.
And we'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.